Joining me now to help us save America, we have Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. Senator Johnson, as always, sir, welcome back. Isn't this just a terrific idea all around? It looks like everybody gets to pay higher taxes, and there's much more spending to boot. I mean, what do you make of this thing? And can you save America?
Well, it's pretty stupid, is what it is. You mentioned the regulatory burden. Now, people need to understand how businesses view these things and what they do with those costs. If it's a $200 billion additional regulatory burden, somebody pays that. The businesses pay for it first. They have to hire compliance officers, but then that's a cost to the business, and they pass it along and increase prices. You know, when you increase the taxes on a business, they view that as a cost, and they try and pass that along as a price increase. So tax increases aren't going to reduce inflation. They're going to increase inflation. And people need to understand that. But unfortunately, here in Washington, D.C., there aren't very many people that worked in the private sector, so they have very little knowledge of, and even probably worse, very little sympathy for the struggles of people trying to run a business, produce products and services we all enjoy, and try and do it at a price, at a cost less than they can charge their customers. So you increase those costs, increase taxes, increase the regulatory burden, you're going to put pressure on pricing. It's going to be inflationary. It's not going to reduce inflation, it will increase. And then, as you said, you know, whatever the real spending figure is, I'll take your $900 billion, because that's probably, even that is understated, that also be inflationary. So again, this is, it's Orwellian. The the Inflation Reduction Act, it just doesn't get worse than this, Larry.
You know, it's funny, Senator, let's put a human face on corporations and corporate taxes. Go back to the old dictum, and you're hinting at it with your regulatory riff. Corporations don't pay taxes, people pay taxes. It's all passed along. Most of it impacts middle income, blue collar working folk wages. Some of it affects shareholders, and some of it affects consumer prices. But they just pass it along. Now, if you're, so let me, is this a loophole? This idea that your IRS income is going to be, or your IRS tax payments are going to be less than your book tax payments? Why is this really a loophole, huh? That was the single biggest argument I heard over the weekend defending this monstrosity.
No, it's not a loophole. And you know, in our discussions, I'd like to just go to a cash basis tax system. Wherewithal to pay ought to be a standard tax principle. So when you have the cash, you pay the tax. If you're investing it in machinery and equipment, you got no cash to pay taxes, so why should you? So I'm all for a 100% cash-based income tax system, but we don't have that. So what we do instead is we pass tax laws to encourage investment. Again, I hate using the tax code to socially and economically engineer, but that's what we use it. So it ends up being a mess. It's complex. So you have compliance costs in your tax system as well. But you know, again, getting back to what regulatory burden and tax burden does to businesses, put a face on it. That means businesses have less money to, for example, hire more people or increase wages or increase benefits. And so that's where the employees pay that's the incident of the tax burden is on employees as well.
Let me go back to the CHIPS Plus bill, $284 billion or whatever that number actually is. So there's subsidies and refundable tax credits, which means the government writes checks to you. Do you think, Senator Johnson, we don't know all the details, but you're a man of the world and you're deeply involved in these matters. Do you think there will be liberal woke strings attached to those subsidies for semiconductor? Just off the top of your head, do you think there are going to be any woke strings attached to that government money?
Well, of course there will be, and Biden has already signaled that. And unfortunately for my Republican colleagues that supported that, if you're complaining about now the reconciliation bill, all you had to do is say, we're not going to pass the CHIPS bill until October 1st, so the reconciliation bill would be taken off the table, and say, listen, you pass reconciliation, Chuck Schumer, you're not going to get your CHIPS bill that you want an awful lot as well. So unfortunately, as the Wall Street Journal points out, Republicans that voted for that got duped by the Democrats. I don't know why you'd trust Democrats in any negotiation.
All right, let me just go to another point just quickly. You and Senator Grassley and some others have been hot on the trail of Hunter Biden's computer, Hunter Biden's influence peddling from foreign countries. You're saying over the weekend that we will never know the whole story about Hunter Biden, that the coming court decision from the Delaware District Court will not release all of the points and the issues. What makes you say that, and how pessimistic are you? And is anything going to happen to Hunter Biden for his influencing and failure to register and failure to pay taxes properly?
Well, it's my fear. We have whistleblowers coming forward to Senator Grassley's office saying that the FBI had a scheme to downplay any derogatory information so they could basically end the investigation on Hunter Biden. We have other whistleblowers contacting reporters saying that the U.S. Attorney in Delaware does not have the capacity, the capability of doing this investigation. You hear talk of them coming close to indicting Hunter Biden. My concern is they'll indict him on incredibly lower charges and then enter a plea agreement. A part of the agreement would be to seal all the records. That is my fear, and I think that'd be a travesty of justice.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Joe Biden, now president, back in those days and maybe up to the present time, knew and was involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings? Is there any doubt in your mind?
No. None whatsoever. Senator Grassley and I proved that conclusively in our report. Then, of course, Tony Bobulinski came forward, an eyewitness to the fact that Joe Biden was involved in those discussions. The laptop is a treasure trove of information. Photographs with Joe Biden with Hunter Biden's business associates, voicemails from Joe Biden. No, it's clear that Biden was lying through his teeth to the American public, but the complicit and corrupt media continued to cover up for him.
All right. When's the report due out? When do you think they're going to make a decision on this?
I have no idea. I hope they come with real indictments sooner rather than later. But now it's close to the election, and they're even hedging on that fact. So again, I don't trust this Justice Department to do justice.
Yeah. I'm afraid you got a good point. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.